Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you how to stay in Thailand with no visa. So when people just want to explore Thailand, they want to see if they like it, they want to see if they want to move here, be a digital nomad or retire here, how to stay here in Thailand for like 6 months, for example, with no visa. How to do it. So I'm going to show you in this video how to do this. How can I stay in Thailand with no visa for a period of time? So let's get rock and rolling and let's jump into this. Now, before we get started here, when you arrive in Thailand, you arrive in Thailand with a one-way ticket. Because remember, you don't have a visa. So when you just come to Thailand, it's just like you're going on vacation. So that's what we're doing here. We're coming to Thailand with a one-way ticket to see if we like it. And I'm going to break down some of the costs for you. Now remember, when you come to Thailand, now I'm coming from the United States. That's what I'm going to know the best of inside the United States is right now the passport. On your passport, you can stay 30 days in Thailand just on your passport. Now, if you're coming from a different country, that number might be the same or it could be different. But from the United States, you can stay 30 days on your passport. Once you stay 30 days, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to get what's called a visa on arrival. Now, sometimes you come to Thailand the first time, especially if you fly into Bangkok or you fly into the Phuket airport, like a bigger airport. When you go through immigration, you will see signs for visa on arrival where you can actually get a visa on arrival right there. And that will give you a 30-day extension right from the airport. So you can stay 60 days right there from the airport. If you're lazy like me, I don't do the visa on arrival right when I get to the airport just because I've been flying for like 30 hours. I'm tired. It takes 2 hours to get through immigration, 2 hours to get through customs. So I just want to go home. I don't want to mess with the visa on arrival at the airport. So how I do it is I stay like 27, 28 days. Within my 27, 28 days, maybe 2 or 3 days before my passport would expire, I go to immigration and I do a 30-day extension. So the breakdown of that, to do a 30-day extension is around 1900 baht. 1900 baht, give and take, is going to be around 50 or 60 bucks. That gives me a 30-day extension and that gives me 60 days right up front. I can stay 2 months in Thailand with no visa whatsoever. So if I just come, I can stay 2 months with this extension. What happens at this point? Okay, I've stayed 60 days, or around 57 to 58 days, but I don't want to overstay in Thailand because if you overstay, that's a bad thing. One, they'll charge you 500 baht per day if you overstay, but it also looks bad because it will be on your record when they pull you up in the visa system that you overstayed. So they keep track of everything through your passport. So you don't want to overstay. Overstay is a negative. Sometimes it happens. I've never overstayed, but sometimes it does happen. Sometimes you do forget. But as long as you don't have a record of it or a track record of it, you keep on doing it. If you do it one time, it's really no big deal. But what happens at this point? You stayed 60 days, you did your one-time 30-day extension. You can't do no more 30-day extensions at this point. So either you're going to have to leave or you're going to have to do a visa run. Now, a visa run is a land border run, meaning that you're leaving Thailand by foot or you're leaving Thailand by boat, but you're not leaving Thailand by plane. So a visa run, you can actually do a visa run 2 times per calendar year. So in this video, I'm going to show you the easiest route. The easiest route is if you don't want to leave Thailand and you want to stay in Thailand the longest that you can without leaving, we're going to do some visa runs. So we're going to do 2 visa runs. So how does a visa run work? Now with a visa run is going to cost you around 3,000 to 10,000 baht. 10,000 baht is going to be the most. That's if you hire an agency. They're only taking you on this visa run, and that's going to be the most expensive. Okay, because there are a lot of agencies that do visa runs. That's why I name it like a visa run, but that's usually what they call it in Thailand. So you're going to have to hire an agency to do a visa run. Now, what I paid for my visa run, when I do visa runs, I do them in Hua Hin. Hua Hin probably has the best visa run. So I paid about 4,800 baht. So give and take about, from 3,000 to 5,000 baht is really the best price because you're going to go with other people. You're going to go with 5, 6, 7 other people that's doing the visa run with you. That way it will keep it cheap for you. Now, when you do a visa run, now I've heard horror stories with visa runs. The cheaper you get, the worse it's going to be for you. If you pay a little bit more, it's going to be a better experience for you. I actually have a wonderful time when I do visa runs. It's a good time. It takes one day out of your life. But it takes one day out of your life, but I'm technically not really leaving Thailand. I do leave Thailand for a couple hours, but then I come right back. So what happens after the visa run? After we do the visa run, I paid for it, I did the visa run. It's the same exact process of step 1 and step 2. You know, when I re-enter Thailand, crossing the border by foot or crossing the border by boat, I re-enter on my passport. So I get 30 days right off the bat, and then I'm going to do step 2. I'm going to do a 30-day extension. Once it comes down to like my last 2 or 3 days, I go to immigration, get my 30-day extension. So it's the same process. I can stay 60 days in Thailand. That's going to cost me another 1,900 baht, you know, 50 bucks, between 50 and 60 bucks. And I can stay another 60 days in Thailand. So at this point, I can do one more border run. So after my second 60 days, after I've stayed 4 months in Thailand, I can do another border run. Because remember, you can do two a year. So let's kind of skip and kind of hit to the end of this. I can stay 6 months in Thailand with no visa if I do 2 border runs. I can stay 2 months, 2 months, and 2 months doing my border run. So I can stay 6 months. Now, what's the cost of that? So for my extensions, I'm gonna pay 1,900 baht times 3, which is 5,700 baht. That's what I'm gonna pay for my 30-day extensions 3 times. Then I've done my land borders. Now my land borders, I've done 2 land borders. Now that's gonna be in between 3 to 10,000 baht per one. If you times that by 2, it's gonna be a minimum of 6,000 to 20,000 baht. Remember, for me, 20,000 baht is really a lot of money to do a visa run. That's if you're doing it by yourself. They're only taking you and that's it. But of course, you're going to go with other people. If you go to other people, that will drop down to about 10,000 baht to do 2 of them. And that's really a good price since I've been in Thailand. When I look around at what prices are for border runs and visa runs. Now, at this point, we've stayed 6 months. Okay, we've done 2 border runs. What happens next? Okay, how can I stay longer? What do I have to do? Because I've already used up my border runs, and at this time, you know, you're going to have to leave Thailand by plane. At this time, you're going to have to leave no matter what. You have to leave by plane. Now, if you leave by plane, what you have to understand is you're going to have to leave usually between 1 week to 30 days. And I'll explain this really quick, is that in the beginning, if you've never done this before, sometimes you can jump on a plane, go over to Vietnam, go over to Cambodia. You can go over there for 1, 2, 3 days, and you can take a plane back to Thailand. If you do that once or twice, that's okay. They may not say anything to you. But you don't want to do it 3 or 4 times because more likely they're going to deny entry into Thailand when you actually go through Thai customs, Thai immigration there at the airport. They can deny you entry because you didn't stay gone long enough. But eventually you're going to want to stay gone for a week, then you're going to want to stay gone for 2 weeks, then eventually you're going to want to stay gone for 30 days. They're really going to want to see you leave Thailand for 30 days to stay over in Cambodia, Vietnam, your country of choice, but you're going to have to stay gone for 30 days and come back. But that's, you know, that's kind of several plane tickets down the road. But one of the things I want to tell you, it's the same exact process. So when you leave on the plane and come back, it's the same process that you've done with step 1 and step 2 in the very beginning. Step 1 is once you arrive in Thailand, you're on your passport for 30 days. 2 or 3 days before your passport expires or your time expires, you go to immigration and get a 30-day extension so you can stay 2 months. So it's the same process. Once I stay 60 days, 2 months, I gotta leave by plane again and I go visit somewhere, then I come back and it's the same process from there. So that, my friends, right there is how you stay in Thailand without a visa. Now you could probably do this up to about a year with the plane. Then once you hit the calendar year, your border runs are probably going to come back alive where you can actually do your border runs again. Then you can throw in some border runs after a year. But eventually, if you really want to stay in Thailand, at that point, you moved around, you did everything, and then you're going to have to actually do a visa. What people end up doing really fast here, especially if they're under the retirement age, they're young, is they kind of start off doing this stuff. That's basically what they did, is they jumped around, moved around, then they found a spot where they really love and enjoy, their best spot where they want to maybe rent a condo for 6 months or rent a condo for a year. Then while they're here in Thailand, they actually do an education visa, and then that way they can study Thai. And an education visa you can do actually in Thailand. You don't have to leave. You don't have to go back to your country. I won't show you how to do it right now, but you don't have to leave. You can do it. You can do it while you're in your country, and you can get a 6-month, a year, or a 15-month education visa. So you don't have to leave at all. All you have to do is check in at immigration every 3 months and get your stamp in your book that you still have a remote class studying Thai. That's it. And you can stay for almost a year and a half, about 15 months. But other than that, my friends, hopefully that helped. If you have questions down below, ask. Hopefully this video helped, and I'll see you in the next video.